back with Richard Munoz, makeup artist here in Sacramento and a painter.
Yes.
Now, how would you say art and your personal life story, how have those two things intertwined or affected each other?
It's really interesting because I don't come from a formal school of art or anything like that. I grew up in the South. I've been out here for about 6-7 years now, and I grew up in a very militant Marine Corps, rule with an iron fist kind of household, and it was abusive, and art was how I escaped. That and my sister and my brother, we developed strength with one another so that we could get through what we had to, but when it was just me on my own and I was the brunt of the bullying and the being picked on for my sexuality and for being different and for being expressive, art is where I went to because it helped me get away. It totally just kind of gave me that break. I would sit in my room and just draw or paint, and it gave me an outlet so that I didn't have to think about what was happening or what I had to look forward to once Dad came home. And that in itself kind of sculpted its way into my becoming a makeup artist. I never desired or had this great ambition to be a big makeup artist. I fell into it accidentally, and I've done it for quite some time now, and it's been a godsend. It sent me all over the country, and I met people from different walks of life, and that really is what saved me, because at an early age, especially growing up in the South, I kind of thought that I had this weird affliction. I was different, and no one around me is like this. What the hell's going on, and why me, and that sort of thing. And I think that a lot of young LGBT youth go through that. They really do. And art provided that outlet, because as I would draw and paint, I would do research and go to the library when people went to libraries and museums and things like that, and I saw different perspectives. And then Andy Warhol, Keith Haring, artists like this, they really provided an outlet, and Jean-Michel Basquiat, and it showed me that there were different levels to the spectrum. It's not just so much being this way or this way. There's not that rigidity, not in art in particular. Mm-hmm. And that served as an outlet for me to go, I have a voice, and I'm here for a reason. And so
it helped your self-confidence.
It really did. It really did. I was really the shy kid that when family came over, I would go to my room and draw, or just be by myself. I couldn't even stand to be around 5 or 10 people at a time. And now I have no problem being in front of people or anything like that, because of art as a channel to kind of get me through that.
So then, do you think of art as kind of a type of medicine that can work for anybody?
Absolutely. I think that everyone has an artist within them. I'm never going to be a great welder, sculptor, or anything like that. It's not my skill set. I like canvas, I like faces and things like that. But I think that everybody has that nuance about them. They just kind of have to figure out what it is, whether it's in words, it's in music, it's in dance, it just depends on the person. But I think that we're all capable of it. And I think that if everybody would stop and take a moment to kind of recognize that. Almost anyone that you meet says that they did some sort of art when they were younger. I did it, but I was never good at it. Well, you didn't stick with it. That's the reason, and it's still within them, So I think that if they would tap into that, people would be a lot happier.
I did cartoon art when I was a kid. I understand that, we all kind of start off as artists, and somewhere along the line we're told to go somewhere else.
But it's still there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that, you obviously have to fulfill your obligations, particularly if there's a family you're supporting, but it's still within you. You kind of owe it to yourself to tap into that, and to work with it and cultivate it and love it and let it grow and flourish. Everyone has that.
You think Sacramento's art scene is growing?
I think Sacramento's art scene is in a really, really interesting phase, and that there's a lot of younger people that are coming up, and they all have something to say. And it's in different directions, and I think that what's really exciting about that is there are no rules with it. In medium and anything like that, whether it be, film, performance art, or what have you, I think that there's some really terrific talent that's out there, and it just needs sort of to be discovered and to have someone take it under their wing and kind of groom it a bit so that it can go where it needs to. It's probably not going to all be mainstream, but I think that's what's beautiful about art, is that it doesn't have to be. You don't have to make money to be a great artist. Van Gogh, I think, sold one painting his whole life. One painting. And so, I think if you look at it from the perspective that it's kind of a journey, I look at art like it's kind of my race that doesn't have a finish line. I'll always run it. It's something that I'll always hunger for. I always want to do better. I want to broaden. I want it to grow. But I'm never going to learn it, believe me. I'm never going to be a perfect artist because it doesn't exist. You know, and that to me is just, it's what keeps me awake at night, but it's also what wakes me up in the morning and drives me and motivates me.
Did anyone help
I'm
you?
absolutely self-taught. I've never taken I've never taken a makeup class in my life. I just got into it and went, okay, this is how you do it. I paid dues by apprenticing and watching a lot, and cleaning brushes and things like that while the master artist was able to work. I did that early in my career. I would do that during the day and not be paid for it, and I would clean offices and things like that at night so that I could make rent. You know, so I mean, I went hungry to be able to be in this industry, literally, and I think that's why I love it as much as I do. But I've never been one for formal training just for my path, because I don't have the attention span to be spoken to about things. I need to get my hands in it and fuck it up and make it better and tweak it, and then I'm better for it. But just to watch something, I don't have the attention span for it.
All right. Thank you very much, Richard.
Thanks for your time.